How to stay hopeful during difficult periods. Staying hopeful during difficult periods is undoubtedly one of the toughest challenges we can face. Life can throw unexpected curveballs, loss, illness, financial struggles, or emotional battles, and in those moments, it is easy to feel like hope is slipping away. But hope is a powerful force, and though it may seem elusive at times, it is possible to nurture and sustain it, even in the darkest of times. Here are several strategies that can help you hold on to hope during life's toughest periods. 1. Acknowledge your feelings. The first step in staying hopeful during difficult times is to allow yourself to feel. Denying or suppressing your emotions might seem like a way to cope, but it often makes things harder in the long run. It is okay to feel sadness, anger, or confusion. These emotions are natural responses to adversity. By acknowledging and accepting them, you begin to process the situation and open yourself up to the possibility of healing. You are human, and it is important to give yourself permission to experience the full range of emotions without judgment. Acknowledging your feelings is a vital step in processing emotions, especially during difficult times. It may seem simple, but it is something many of us tend to overlook or resist, often because we fear feeling vulnerable or overwhelmed. However, recognizing and accepting your emotions for what they are can have a profound impact on your ability to heal, grow, and move forward in a healthy way. Why acknowledging your feelings is important. When we experience strong emotions, whether it is sadness, anger, frustration, or fear, we might instinctively push them aside or try to tough it out. Society sometimes sends the message that we should always be in control of our emotions, that showing vulnerability is a sign of weakness. But the truth is that suppressing emotions can lead to increased stress, anxiety, and even physical health problems over time. Acknowledging your feelings does not mean wallowing in them or allowing them to control your actions, but it means giving yourself permission to feel what you feel without judgment. It is an essential part of emotional processing that allows you to understand what is going on inside your mind and body. By doing so, you create space for healing and growth. The power of emotional awareness. When you take a moment to identify and sit with your emotions, you give yourself a chance to truly understand what you are going through. This is often the first step in gaining clarity about how to move forward. It might sound simple, but many people do not actually pause to consider what they are feeling in a given moment. They might feel frustrated but are not able to pinpoint why, or might experience a sense of sadness but dismiss it as nothing. By acknowledging your feelings, you can start to untangle the complexity of your emotional state. Are you angry because something feels unjust? Are you sad because you are grieving a loss? Are you anxious because you are unsure about the future? Identifying the root cause of your emotions is key in processing them in a healthy way. Once you understand what you are feeling and why you are feeling it, you can take steps to address it, whether that means finding a solution to a problem or simply allowing yourself the time and space to heal. The benefits of acknowledging your feelings. 1. Relief and release. When you stop denying or suppressing your emotions, you can experience a sense of relief. It is like you have been carrying a heavy load and finally set it down. This act of recognition gives you permission to release what you have been holding inside. 2. Reduced stress. Repressing emotions increases stress and can lead to a variety of physical symptoms such as headaches, muscle tension, or sleep problems. Acknowledging your feelings helps to reduce the emotional burden, which can, in turn, decrease stress levels. 3. Increased self-compassion. When you acknowledge your feelings, you begin to treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Instead of being harsh or critical of yourself for feeling a certain way, you recognize that all emotions are part of the human experience. This self-compassion builds a deeper connection with yourself and promotes healing. 4. Improved emotional intelligence. Recognizing and naming your feelings helps develop emotional intelligence, the ability to understand, manage, and express emotions effectively. As you practice acknowledging your feelings, you can also become more attuned to the emotions of others, which strengthens relationships and empathy. 5. Empowerment. It may feel like emotions are something you cannot control, but by acknowledging them, you regain control over your emotional landscape. You are no longer letting your emotions dictate your actions without understanding why or how they are affecting you. Recognizing your feelings allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. How to acknowledge your feelings. Here are a few practical steps for acknowledging your feelings. 1. Pause and reflect. Take a moment to stop and check in with yourself. Ask, what am I feeling right now? It could be anything from frustration to relief, from joy to guilt. Allow yourself a few quiet minutes to reflect on your emotional state. 2. Label your emotions. Try to put a name to what you are feeling. Is it sadness? Anxiety? Disappointment? Sometimes, simply labeling your emotions can bring a sense of clarity. Use emotional vocabulary to articulate what you are experiencing. 3. Be curious, not judgmental. When you recognize a feeling, do not judge it. Do not tell yourself I should not feel this way. Instead, be curious about your emotions. Why might you feel this way? What is underneath the surface? This curiosity helps you better understand yourself and your triggers. 4. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness techniques, such as focusing on your breath or observing your thoughts without attachment, can be powerful tools in helping you acknowledge your emotions without becoming overwhelmed by them. Mindfulness helps you sit with your feelings, observe them, and let them pass without judgment. 5. Journal your emotions. Writing down your thoughts and feelings is another great way to acknowledge them. Journaling can help you process complex emotions by giving you a safe space to express what is inside. It also helps track patterns in your emotional state, so you can better understand what might trigger certain feelings. 6. Talk it out. Sometimes, the best way to acknowledge your feelings is by expressing them aloud to someone you trust. Sharing your emotions with others provides relief and external validation. You might find that speaking openly about what is going on inside helps you make sense of it. Moving forward after acknowledging your feelings. Once you have acknowledged your feelings, the next step is deciding how to respond to them. Emotions do not exist in a vacuum, they often signal something deeper that requires attention. After identifying what you are feeling, you might decide to take action, whether that means seeking support, setting boundaries, or practicing self-care. Sometimes, the best response is simply allowing yourself to process and heal. Acknowledging your feelings does not mean you have to have all the answers right away. Sometimes, just being present with your emotions can be enough to start moving through them. Over time, with practice and patience, you will learn how to navigate your emotions in a healthy way and use them as tools for growth. Acknowledging your feelings is a powerful and transformative act. It allows you to process emotions without judgment, reducing stress and fostering self-compassion. By accepting what you are feeling, you can better understand yourself, find healing, and move forward with a clearer mind and heart. Emotions, no matter how challenging, are part of the human experience, and recognizing them is the first step toward regaining balance and embracing the journey of life with resilience and strength. 2. Focus on what you can control. When life feels overwhelming, it is easy to get caught up in everything that seems out of your control. The truth is, there are always aspects of any situation that you can influence. While you may not have control over the circumstances themselves, you do have control over how you respond. Focusing on small, manageable actions that you can take, whether it is reaching out for support, organizing your day to stay productive, or simply taking care of yourself, can help restore a sense of agency and stability. By reclaiming control in even the smallest ways, you remind yourself that there is still hope in every moment. Focusing on what you can control is one of the most effective strategies to maintain peace and hope during difficult times. Life is unpredictable, and when facing challenges, it can feel as though everything is spiraling out of your control. However, even in the most overwhelming situations, there are always aspects that you can influence. By channeling your energy and attention into these controllable elements, you can regain a sense of stability, reduce stress, and cultivate a more resilient mindset. Why focusing on what you can control matters? When faced with adversity, we often get caught up in worrying about all the things that feel uncertain or beyond our reach. Whether it is the state of the world, other people's actions, or events we have no influence over, the reality is that we cannot change everything. The more we focus on these uncontrollable factors, the more stress, anxiety, and frustration we experience. On the other hand, when we focus on what we can control, we reclaim a sense of agency. This shift can help us navigate tough situations with greater resilience and clarity. Focusing on what's within our control helps us. 1. Regain a sense of empowerment. When external circumstances feel unpredictable, focusing on the things we can control reminds us that we still have power over our reactions, decisions, and attitudes. This helps us feel less like victims of life's challenges and more like active participants in our own journey. 2. Reduce stress and anxiety. Worrying about things we cannot control only amplifies feelings of stress. By letting go of the need to control everything and instead focusing on what we can influence, we free ourselves from unnecessary anxiety. 3. Maintain mental clarity. In chaotic or difficult times, focusing on a few key controllable factors brings focus and clarity to our decision-making. This prevents us from feeling scattered or overwhelmed and helps us stay grounded. 4. Build resilience. Resilience is not just about bouncing back from hardship. It is about learning to adapt to and thrive in adversity. When we take control of what we can, we develop the mental and emotional strength to handle future challenges with greater ease. What can you control? Although there are many external factors that we cannot influence, there are several aspects of our lives where we still have agency. Here are some of the key areas where you can focus your energy and make a difference. 1. Your reactions and attitudes. One of the most important things you can control is how you respond to situations. You cannot always control what happens, but you can control how you react. For example, if something unexpected or negative happens, you have the power to choose whether you will approach it with frustration or with patience. Developing a positive mindset, even in tough situations, helps you stay grounded and focused on solutions. Example. When faced with a stressful work deadline, instead of reacting with panic, you can choose to stay calm, break the task into smaller, manageable parts, and focus on the next step rather than the entire mountain ahead. 2. Your choices. In every moment, you have the power to make choices that align with your values and needs. Whether it is how you spend your time, what you eat, who you interact with, or how you take care of your body, every decision you make shapes your life. Focusing on these decisions can help you feel empowered and create positive momentum, even when other areas of life feel out of control. Example. In a time of personal struggle, you can choose to prioritize your well-being by setting boundaries, saying no when necessary, and seeking support from others. Even small decisions like taking a walk, getting enough rest, or practicing self-care can make a huge difference. 3. Your habits. Creating and maintaining healthy habits gives you a sense of control over your daily life. While you may not be able to change everything immediately, developing routines that nurture your physical and mental health can be a powerful way to regain balance. Consistent habits, such as exercising, eating well, or practicing mindfulness, help you stay centered and reduce stress. Example. When you are feeling overwhelmed, focusing on maintaining a simple morning routine, such as stretching, drinking water, and journaling, can give you a sense of accomplishment and control over your day. 4. Your time is one of the most precious resources we have, and we have control over how we spend it. Even during challenging times, it is important to be mindful of how you allocate your time. This includes setting aside time for rest, focusing on tasks that align with your priorities, and not overcommitting to obligations that drain you. Managing your time effectively allows you to reduce stress and focus on what is most important to you. Example: if you are going through a difficult personal period, rather than overwhelming yourself with a long to-do list, focus on a few essential tasks each day, and make time for activities that rejuvenate you. 5. Your perspective. While we cannot always control the events that happen around us, we have full control over how we view those events. Our perspective shapes how we experience and interpret life's challenges. By intentionally choosing a more positive, constructive perspective, we can turn obstacles into opportunities for growth. This shift in mindset does not ignore the difficulties but allows us to see them as stepping stones rather than insurmountable barriers. Example: if you are facing a setback, instead of seeing it as a failure, you can reframe it as an opportunity to learn, improve, and adapt. 6. Your self-talk. Our internal dialogue plays a huge role in shaping how we experience the world. You have control over the narrative you tell yourself. Challenging negative thoughts, replacing them with affirmations, or simply acknowledging and reframing your self-talk can help foster a more hopeful and positive mindset. Example: when you face self-doubt, instead of thinking, "I cannot do this," you can reframe it with, "This is challenging, but I can take it one step at a time." How to stay focused on what you can control. 1. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness can help you stay present and grounded. By focusing on the here and now, you can reduce worry about things outside your control. Mindfulness also allows you to become more aware of your thoughts, which helps you take control of your reactions and self-talk. 2. Set realistic goals. Set small, achievable goals for yourself that align with your current situation. This helps you stay focused on the things you can control and provides a sense of accomplishment along the way. 3. Let go of perfectionism. Striving for perfection can make you feel like you are constantly failing when things do not go as planned. Instead, focus on progress and flexibility. Accepting that things won't always go according to plan gives you room to adapt and stay focused on what you can manage. 4. Seek support when needed. Sometimes, asking for help can be a way of regaining control. Whether it is seeking professional help, talking to a friend, or joining a support group, leaning on others can provide perspective and guidance in areas where you feel out of control. Focusing on what you can control is not about ignoring the difficulties you are facing or pretending that everything is fine. It is about recognizing where your energy is best spent and using your power to create positive change within your own sphere. By focusing on your reactions, choices, habits, time, perspective, and self-talk, you can navigate even the most challenging periods with greater resilience, peace, and a renewed sense of hope. 3. Seek support from others. Isolation can magnify feelings of hopelessness. When things get tough, it's important to lean on your support network. Whether it is friends, family, or even support groups, talking to others who care about you can provide comfort and a sense of solidarity. Sometimes, just knowing that someone else is there to listen and understand can reignite a sense of hope. Do not be afraid to ask for help or lean into your community. It is okay not to go through difficult times alone. Seeking support from others is a crucial component of navigating difficult times and maintaining your well-being. When life feels overwhelming, reaching out to others can provide comfort, perspective, and a sense of connection. It is easy to feel isolated in moments of hardship, but you do not have to face challenges alone. The support of family, friends, counselors, or support groups can help you process your emotions, gain strength, and ultimately grow from your experiences. Why seeking support matters. 1. Reduces feelings of isolation. Difficult times can often lead to feelings of loneliness, even when you are surrounded by people. Grief, stress, or personal struggles can make you feel disconnected from the world around you. By seeking support, you open the door to meaningful connections that remind you you are not alone. Sharing your feelings with others helps to reduce isolation and builds a sense of community and belonging. 2. Provides emotional relief. Talking through your feelings with someone you trust can provide immediate emotional relief. Sometimes, just having someone listen without judgment is enough to help you release pent-up emotions. Supportive people can offer empathy, understanding, and comfort, which can make you feel validated in your experience and less weighed down by your emotions. 3. Offers different perspectives. When you are caught up in a tough situation, it is easy to become consumed by your own thoughts and feelings. Talking to someone else can offer a fresh perspective. Others can provide insights that you might not have considered, challenge unhelpful thinking patterns, or offer constructive advice. Sometimes, all it takes is a new viewpoint to shift your mindset and help you see things in a different light. 4. Strengthens resilience. Support from others can boost your resilience, the ability to cope with adversity and bounce back from setbacks. Knowing that others have your back, whether it is emotional support, practical help, or just a word of encouragement, can make challenges feel more manageable. Having a solid support system provides a foundation that helps you build strength, adapt, and overcome difficulties. 5. Improves mental health. Isolation and bottling up emotions can contribute to increased stress, anxiety, and depression. Seeking support is an important step in maintaining your mental health during tough times. Talking to someone you trust can help you process your emotions, gain perspective, and alleviate feelings of anxiety. Reaching out for help is a sign of strength, not weakness, and can significantly improve your emotional well-being. Who can provide support? The type of support you need might depend on the situation, but there are several people and resources you can turn to for help. 1. Family and friends. Your family and friends are often the first people you turn to in times of need. They know you well, understand your history, and are often the most reliable sources of emotional support. These relationships can provide comfort, understanding, and a sense of belonging. Do not hesitate to lean on them when you need someone to talk to, or even just to spend time with. Example: if you are feeling overwhelmed with a major life decision or stress from work, talking to a close friend or family member can offer both a listening ear and much-needed advice. Their presence alone can remind you that you are supported and loved. 2. Therapists and counselors. Professional help, such as therapy or counseling, is a valuable resource when you need more structured support. A licensed therapist can provide you with tools to cope with stress, grief, anxiety, or depression, and can guide you in processing complex emotions. They are trained to offer an objective, non-judgmental perspective, and they create a safe space where you can express yourself freely. Example: if you have experienced a traumatic event or are struggling with prolonged feelings of sadness or anxiety, therapy can help you work through these emotions in a healthy and constructive way. 3. Support groups. Sometimes, connecting with others who are going through similar experiences can be incredibly healing. Support groups, whether in person or online, provide a space where you can share your story, hear others' stories, and build connections with people who truly understand what you are facing. These groups often offer a sense of community and solidarity that can be incredibly powerful. Example: if you are grieving the loss of a loved one, joining a support group for others who have experienced loss can provide a space to express your feelings and hear how others have coped, which can make you feel less alone. 4. Religious or spiritual leaders. For many, spiritual communities and leaders provide invaluable support during difficult times. Whether you find comfort in your faith or simply seek guidance, pastors, priests, or other religious leaders can offer a sense of peace, perspective, and encouragement. Spiritual support often provides comfort by helping you reconnect with a deeper sense of purpose and hope. Example: If you are going through a tough time and feel lost or disconnected, reaching out to a religious or spiritual leader might offer you guidance, comfort, and support through prayer, counseling, or community gatherings. 5. Online communities. In today's digital age, online communities can also provide valuable support, especially if you are in a situation where in-person support is unavailable. Online forums, social media groups, or virtual support groups can connect you with people who understand your experience. These communities offer the advantage of anonymity, making it easier for some people to open up about their struggles. Example: if you are dealing with a chronic illness or a mental health challenge, an online community of people who share similar experiences can provide advice, emotional support, and encouragement when you need it most. 6. Hotlines and crisis support. If you find yourself in immediate emotional distress or crisis, there are a number of helplines and crisis support services available. These organizations provide confidential, 24/7 support to people facing mental health crises, including thoughts of self-harm or suicide. Trained professionals can help you through your most difficult moments and guide you toward additional resources. Example: if you are feeling overwhelmed and in need of immediate support, calling a mental health crisis hotline can connect you to someone who can help de-escalate the situation and offer next steps for your well-being. How to seek support. Seeking support does not always come naturally, especially for those who are used to managing things on their own. Here are some tips for how to open up and seek the support you need. 1. Be honest about your needs. It is important to be clear about what kind of support you are looking for. Sometimes, people might not know how to help unless you tell them. Whether you need someone to listen, offer advice, or just keep you company, being specific about your needs will help others understand how they can support you. 2. Reach out first. It can be hard to ask for help, but remember that people often want to be there for you. They may just need you to take the first step in reaching out. Do not wait for others to approach you, be proactive in connecting with those you trust. 3. Accept help when it is offered. Sometimes, support is offered but we hesitate to accept it because of pride or fear of burdening others. It is important to remember that seeking help is not a weakness, it is a part of being human. If someone offers help, say yes. Whether it is a listening ear or practical assistance, accepting support is a sign of strength. 4th, practice vulnerability. Being open and vulnerable with others is often the most powerful way to receive support. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but expressing your true feelings and struggles can create deeper, more meaningful connections with others. 5. Give and take. Support should be a reciprocal relationship. Just as you lean on others when you need help, make sure you offer support to those around you when they are going through tough times. Being there for others builds trust and strengthens the bonds of your relationships. Seeking support from others is a fundamental part of coping with difficult times. Whether it is friends, family, professionals, or community members, having a network of people to lean on can provide comfort, perspective, and healing. Do not hesitate to reach out for the help you need. You do not have to navigate challenges alone. By allowing yourself to seek and accept support, you are embracing a key part of the human experience, the shared connections that help us grow stronger together.